You're watching the 2024 SCAC Football Media Days. With the SCAC return to the gridiron for the first time since 2016, we're taking a dive and a look at all the SCAC football programs heading into the year. Today, we're taking a look at the Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs. The Bulldogs will be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Neal, LaHue, along with leadership from junior quarterback Caden Bosanko and senior defensive back Mason Hardy. And Coach Caden, Mason, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yes, sir.
Good to be here.
Coach, we'll open up with you heading now into your third season and your return to TLU, this time in the head coaching capacity. I'm interested what you learned over the course of those first two seasons. Where did you see that biggest growth with your programs as you've taken those steps as you head into year three? And, just ultimately how excited to be back in preseason and getting ready to start a new season.
We've been playing in the ASC for the last, I don't know how many years, but we've been there the last 2 years since I've come back. Very tough conference. I feel like, just the last 2 years, I really would just like to focus on the last year. We played a lot of the young guys. We lost our senior quarterback, I think, game 3. The guy to next to me here, Caden, did a great job bringing us back against Sol Ross. We actually tied the game at the end. And then, he had to play the rest of the year. It's kind of one man's demise is another man's opportunity. He definitely took advantage of that opportunity. But very proud of last year's football team. I think they set a huge standard. Our record doesn't indicate it, but if you came and watched us practice in week 11, you wouldn't know what our record was. You would think we were probably preparing for a conference championship. Our kids really focused. We have good young men here at TLU, very academic minded. And they're a true team. And I think that's the most proud thing I could say about the last 2 years. I think guys have bought into the program. They're hard workers. They take care of their business on and off the football field and in the classroom. And so, we just want to keep building on that. And then, starting with the SCAC is going to be an exciting new adventure for us.
Coach talks about the season that you had last year, exploding onto the scene and taking over that starting quarterback role, throw for over 1,200 yards, 11 touchdown passes through the air, rush 5 more TDs as well. When you have a breakout season like that, what does that do for your confidence level? And what have you continued to work on individually over the course of spring ball and through the summer to get ready and prepared for your junior season?
Yes, sir. It was a very interesting season. Coming in as the backup. New to everything. Just learning from the guy in front of me. He taught me a lot, and when it was my time to go in, I just stuck to my bread and butter and just played ball. And so yeah, it was a very great experience. Some of the things working on footwork, reading the defensive ends when we do the options, and just quick games and stuff like that, working on my footwork and just maintaining. So this summer just been maintaining my body, footwork, just sticking to it. Yes, sir.
Mason, coming into your senior season, a big year for you, a big year for TLU football, as Coach said, coming into back to the SCAC. What's your mindset coming into this year, coming into this fall camp? Is there some urgency from you a little bit, and how have you kind of maybe taken on and shouldered some of that leadership role responsibility, being one of the seniors within this defense?
I mean, obviously, everybody at the beginning of the season wants a go for a conference championship and make it in the playoffs, but this is a great opportunity for us going into the SCAC, and I really just want to take the opportunity by storm. The leadership wise, I'm the guy I feel like that needs to be consistent day in and day out, whether that be the plays or how to run them, or even taking some freshmen under my wing and help them learn and grow in the players themselves.
Coach, you've talked about how proud you are of the steps this team has taken over these last couple of years and the way they've built and kind of bought in with that team mantra. How have you found ways? Football team chemistry is so important. It's such a big group, and getting everyone on the same page. How have you found ways to best build that team chemistry? And do you feel like team chemistry can be a real strength with this group coming into 2024?
I think we got great team chemistry. It's the challenge of Division III. We have 165 guys in camp right now. So we have a lot of guys. We have a lot of new guys that have to learn how we do it. We have about I mean, I think it's split right down the middle. We got 80 guys that went through spring and played for us last year. And they have to teach the new guys how we do things, how we practice, what's our mindset, and I think, we're looking for some guys that come in and help as well. But, these two guys are big leaders. One thing I would say is just being team players is what we try to emphasize here. When I came here in the spring, Mason was a quarterback. And so, we watched him and stuff like that, and we needed help in the secondary and proposed that to him, and he jumped on it, and he hadn't looked back. I mean, he's been a 2-year starter now. So that's the kind of young man we're looking for, and to build that culture, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to constantly talk about team. It's the ultimate team sport, in my opinion, and guys have to sacrifice. And that's the things that we preach, not only now, but in the off season and things of that nature.
Caden, as Coach and Mason both talked about, with the return of SCAC football hitting back to the gridiron for the first time since 2016, is that something that this team has talked about, kind of turning that page, shifting into the SCAC? Has that brought an excitement, a vibe? What are you looking forward to most, jumping back into the SCAC when it comes to this football program?
Honestly, it's just a blessing to play football. So being able to play football is just a really big part of it. We're in the ASC. Our record don't tell about our football team. We were in pretty much every game we played. We came up short in a lot of them. So I'm really excited to get in the SCAC. Just show that we're here. We're here to compete. We're here to win. We're here to show how to play Bulldog football.
Mason, Coach talks about your really unique story when he arrives on campus, being a quarterback and now shifting to that defensive side of the ball. And you've had 2 outstanding seasons back-to-back, all ASC, including third team all ASC honors a season ago. Now 7th all-time in TLU history in terms of interceptions. How did stacking 2 years like that back-to-back at that new position help continue to grow and build your confidence? And what did you take from transitioning from that quarterback spot to the defensive side of the ball? Did that help in that transition process as well?
Well, my confidence is really high just from the past 2 seasons. Just really, really enjoyed the game too. I didn't treat it as a job. It was enjoyable to me. Some people aren't like that, but it was enjoyable. It's helped. I feel like I can read the receivers a little bit more, and I always joke with Caden, he wears visors, and I can't see his eyes, but
that's why I do it.
Yeah, but reading the quarterback, reading his shoulders, I kind of got a sense of maybe this isn't his first look when he's looking at me or things like that. So it's helped a lot.
Coach, what do you want fans to know about this TLU football team? For people that might be seeing this group for the first time coming into the season, what are some things that you feel they can really lean on, depend on, that regardless of result is going to be consistent with this group throughout the course of the season and ultimately help it be successful?
One of the biggest things I've always prided myself, that we would always want as coaches is we want our football team to play as a team. We talk a lot and real hard about the 4-way test, and we want our kids to support each other. Offense for defense, defense for offense, coaches for players, players for coaches. We're all in this together. It's not one man's not going to lose the game and one man's not going to win the game. It's all of us. So I would hope that shows on the sideline, shows how we play. I tell our kids all the time, the first goal is to play harder than the other team. We want to play hard every play, and and we're going to play for each other. So you can talk about all the goals. Everybody wants to win the championship, and we're no different. But I think the first thing is you got to play as a team. Then you build those days, and you build that chemistry and things like that. That's the things that we want people to see as we play. The other thing I would want people to understand in Division III football, these guys are true student athletes. They do a great job. They have a hard load. It's a challenging university academically, and they get a lot put on their plate, and they handle it with class. So I think that's important as well.
Hey, we've talked about your individual success. We've talked about the excitement coming into the SCAC. Let's talk about this offense a little bit. Talk to me about this group that you're commanding going into this season. What does this offense look like? What do you feel like are its strengths, and what are some of the goals with this group that you have heading into the season? What's going to be key to trying to accomplishing those on the offensive side?
Yes, sir. We have a lot of returners. Lots of guys that are ready to go. Fast guys. We got some big guys up front. I feel like we're pretty strong in every single unit we have offensively. One of the big things, starting the games early, fast. Getting that first touchdown, first drive. Finishing games also. Because just basing it off of last year, some of the things we struggle with. Starting and finishing games. So that's one of the main goals. Oh yeah, and just just be a family. It's more than football for us. Just if we have each other's trust, I feel like we can build this thing. We can win some games.
He'd want to throw it 50 times a game. Let's just be honest. But I mean, we're going to try to be balanced. He'll take off and run too. So we do. He's saying the right things. We got good receivers coming back. We have a good nucleus. We did lose 2 senior running backs, but we really have some really talented young running backs that I think are going to make a splash as well. And our offensive line, a lot of them are back. I think we got 3 of the 5 that are back, and we got 5 that are starting that played a lot. So we feel very good. And the one thing I also want to mention, because I know you're asking the kids, is that we got 2 great specialists too. Our punter was first team all conference, Cam Welch. I think he was 4th in the country in punting. And then Joaquin Rodriguez is also returning as a 5th year as far as coming back as our kicker. So we're excited about those 2 guys.
Yeah, Mason, similarly on the defensive side, talk to me about this defensive group that you're going to be one of the leaders with. Is there a nastiness with this team? How would you describe this defensive unit that you're a part of? And what are some of those goals that you have with this group coming into the season? What's going to be key to executing those?
I think the main goal for the defense is to come back with a sense of vengeance, really want to be dominant. I want to say that the back half of the defense was our main deal, but I think it was the front 7 really shutting down the run most games and really keeping us in there. We have a lot of guys returning with a lot of experience, and we're just really just want to get vengeance back.
And Coach, finally, as we wrap up with you, as we talked before coming on, success, it can be measured in so many different ways in sports in our arena. And obviously there's wins, losses, there's statistics, those types of things, but so many things beyond the lines of the field of play. So, when you talk about success with your men with this program, what's that message that you're trying to deliver? And ultimately this season looks successful for this group if what plays out in 2024?
Well, just in particular, when you're coaching young men, young women at this level, we want them to get their college education. We want them to get a college degree and move on in life and be a father, be a husband, be a productive citizen, have a great job. That's the number one thing that we preach that every day, and we want that for them. As far as the game is concerned, yeah, the first goal is we want to win the football game, but we have to, I tell them all the time, you got to make deposits, you got to work at it, and it's day by day, week by week, and then it's a long season, and we're going to play everybody twice now. That's a new concept. I've talked to people that have to do that in the NFL and things like that. So I know there's some things that we have on our plate there, but I want our football team to again play as a team and play as hard as they can, and we're going to let the chips fall where they may.
Texas Lutheran University head football coach Neal LaHue, along with leadership from junior quarterback Caden Bosanko and senior defensive back Mason Hardy. The Bulldogs will open up the 2024 campaign on the road at Trinity on September 7th. Coach, Mason, Caden, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you head into the year.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.